What's up, folks? It is a leak-tastic day today. We have leaks for days. Leaks for a million years, Morty. We just got off the live stream talking about the new data slate update leaks that are coming from next week. But, oh no, what has happened? Chat. Why is this on my face? that was really weird. We just came from the other live stream where we were talking about the updates for the new data slate that's coming next Wednesday, and apparently, literally while we were live, a bunch of pictures from the Drukhari Codex got leaked, and we are gonna talk about that. Did Tyranids change? Not to my knowledge. It doesn't appear to me that Tyranids got any changes whatsoever, besides potentially some point changes people were talking about. That I do not know. Oh, I guess there are also more fucking pictures. All right, you're gonna have to bear with me for a second here, chat, because oh, this is annoying. Because I apparently have more items to sift through than I thought I did, so I apologize. I just downloaded everything, and then more got posted, and now it messes up all the order and stuff. Oh shit. These are all out of sequence. I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna do this in my web browser. We're just gonna look at We're just gonna look at pages with the pictures on them. Here we go. We're literally doing it live, chat. All right, let's talk about. I've not seen any of these, so this is all brand new. Let's talk about some Drukhari abilities and stuff. All Drukhari units have a pain ability tagged with the word pain. Okay, that feels like a 4th edition rule, but all right. If any ability that specifies as being powered by pain in its description is a pain ability. If your army faction Drukhari, you can empower units in your army with pain abilities by spending pain tokens. So instead of just getting rerolls and +1 AP, I guess each unit has a unique version of pain token. Each pain ability will state what you can spend pain tokens to, when you can spend pain tokens to empower that unit. When you do, until the end of the phase that unit is empowered, all pain abilities it has take effect. Well, an attached unit is empowered. The pain abilities of all leader and bodyguard units in that unit take effect. You do not need to spend additional pain tokens to activate those. That's a nice clarification, actually. I like that. So you gain pain tokens, 1 at the start of your command phase. So at the very least, you gain 5 per game. Each time an enemy unit is destroyed, doesn't matter who kills them, which is cool. Each time an enemy unit fails a battle shock test, and then you put them in your pain token pool. All right, cool. Well, I'm excited to see what abilities these pain tokens will now give you, which we'll do momentarily. We have, let's see, there are some detachment rules. Cool. Here we go. Whoop. Realspace raid. You gain 2 pain tokens for each of the following combinations your army contains. One or more Archon and Kabalite Warriors, 1 or more Succubus and Witch units, 1 or more Haemonculus and Wracks units. So you gain 2 pain tokens for each set of the sub-factions you get. So if you have Lelith in a Witch squad, plus an Archon in a Kabalite squad, plus Urian Rakarth in a Wracks unit, you gain 6 pain tokens. So and then obviously you'll gain 1 at the start of your first command phase. So very beginning, you essentially start the game with 7 pain tokens, which is wild. Enhancements. Your unit always is empowered by Dark Vitality. Should these show up on my? Yeah, okay. Labyrinthine Cunning. Start your command phase. If you're on the battlefield, you can spend a pain token to gain a command point, or roll a d6 on a 4+. You gain a command point. That's amazing. It's extremely good. Okay. An automatic CP generator that you can just turn that you could choose to just like get on a 50-50 chance if you don't want to spend any resources on. That's really good. Eye of Spite, Succubus model, +1 attack and armor penetration. Each time it bears unit selected to fight, you spend a pain token. If you do, so this is in addition to empowering. So it's not when you empower. It's not while empowered. It's when you're selected to fight, you can spend a token. So it's separate from empowerment. So to do that and empower them, it would cost 2. You instead gain attack and AP increased by 2 instead. And I imagine that I bet the Succubus profile actually slaps. Because they were always supposed to be like the melee beatsticks, and then they always get really shitty. Crucible of Malediction. Homunculus model only. Once per battle in your shooting phase, the bearer can use this enhancement. If you do spend a pain token, each enemy within 12 inches of the bearer must take a battle shock test. And if it's Psyker does it, they suffer 3 mortal wounds. Whatever. That one's fine. But those are, I think, are like straight out of 9th edition. I think those are literally just 9th edition abilities. Stratagems for Realspace Raid. Insensible to pain is now any Homunculus Covenant unit -1 damage. Used to be -1 to wound. But it's 2 CP. It does work anytime, which is nice, but 2 CP is a lot. However, I guess you do have a CP generator, so you probably have a lot of command points, so it's probably fine. Fighting Shadows. Non-Homunculus Covenant gets -1 to be hit. Cool. Instinctive Spite. Start of your shooting phase or start of the fight phase. True Drukhari battle line units from your army or one other Drukhari unit from your army can spend a pain token. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in each of those units makes an attack that targets an enemy unit that is below half strength, add 1 to the hit roll. If you spend a pain token, add 1 to the wound roll as well. That's very good. It's so funny that like Games Workshop, they like grasp on a mechanical theme. In this case, it's spend a thing to improve your stratagem, right? Because the entire Votann Codex is literally nothing but that. And then they just like they ride that until it's dead. They're like, everyone has tokens, and all the tokens get spent on stratagems. And you're like, all right, somebody really likes resource mechanics. They played Catan recently, and they thought resource mechanics were neat. So that's what every single faction gets now. Let's go. Dark Harvest. 2 rack units gain lethal hits. Okay. That's good. Eager for the kill. Auto 6 advance. On up to 2 witch units or any one other Drukhari unit. It doesn't seem like we have a advanced charge, maybe? I don't know. Raid and Fade is end of your shooting phase, 2 Kabalite Warrior units from your army or one other Drukhari unit can make a normal move. You can't select them if they're within engagement range, and they are not eligible to declare a charge. That's really good. 2 Kabalite Warrior units, but I guess it's almost certainly Warriors only, right? It's certainly not like Cabal units, so you couldn't do it on like Ravagers, I guess. So 2 CP, 6-inch Fire and Fade. Yeah, I guess that's kind of I don't know. That's all right, I guess. It's lost its luster already. That said, I don't know. 2 Kabalite Warrior units like disembarking and reembarking transports. Maybe that's fine. I don't know. Next detachment is Covenite Coterie. Each time a Homunculus Covenant makes an attack targets a Homunculus Covenant unit from your army. The strength characteristic of the attack is greater than the toughness characteristic of your unit, get -1 to wound. So everybody transhumans. Master Regenicist, you get D3 plus 3 guys back. Or D3 plus 1. I guess the Homunculus Covenants regenerate D3 plus 1 if they're in a rank unit, most likely. You can give a Homunculus model anti-beast and anti-monster. Okay. Anti-beast 2+. Take that, beasts. All the beasts in the game better cower in fear. Good in the mirror match, maybe. Master Artisan, +1 wound and toughness to the +1 wound to the bearer, +1 toughness to the entire bearer's unit. Actually, probably pretty strong. Like most likely T5 -1 to be wounded racks that regenerate. Okay, I'll take it. Master Repugnomancer. That is an incredible name. The best named stratagem of all time. Anti-Canoptic Wraith. Yeah, get wrecked. For this one dude, he hits like 4 times the D3 damage probably. Master Repugnomancer. If the bearer fails a battle shock check or is destroyed, 3 inches to your Fear Incarnate ability. I don't know what that is. Each time a friendly Drukhari unit within 9 inches of the bearer fails battle shock checks or is destroyed, you can gain a pain token. Okay, that's kind of neat. We can farm our own guys for pain tokens. It's pretty cool. Do we have stratagems for this detachment? Yes. Oh, hello. Wanna open? There you go. Post mortality. Spend it on a homunculus model from your army that was just destroyed. Spend 1 to 3 paid tokens, and then you divine intervene them. Neat. Symphony of Suffering. Each time a unit within 9 inches invisible to your unit takes a battle shock check. Or each enemy unit within 9 inches invisible must take a battle shock check. In the fight phase after you destroy an enemy unit. Who gives a shit? Whatever. Poisoner's Art. I guess you could do it in your opponent's fight phase if you kill them in their turn. Very narrow use case. Doing it on your turn is like very not very useful. You could try to charge somebody and kill them, and then battle shock the thing next to them so it can't interrupt. I guess is like the use case. But okay. Poisoner's Art. Select 1 enemy unit. Hit by 1 or more of your units attacks this phase until the end of the battle. The enemy unit is poisoned. The start of each command phase, roll a d6 for each poisoned unit on the battlefield. On a 4+, it suffers d3 mortal wounds. But you have to have fought them. And it's non-vehicle. Okay. Well, these strats are not good so far. Distillers of Fear. Homunculus Covenant unit for 2 CP. Gains devastating wounds against battle shocked enemies. Oh, jeez. Okay. What the fuck? Connoisseurs of Pain. Using your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase after they select you as a target. You spend a pain token until the end of the phase. Each time an attack is allocated to a model unit worse than the armor penetration characteristic of the attack by 1. At the end of the phase, if your unit is still on the battlefield and is a homunculus covenant unit, gain a pain token. That's kind of cool. I like that's a fun interaction. Armor of Contempt is a good effect to have, in fairness, even though it's Armor of Contempt with like downside. Enfolding Nightmare. In your opponent's shooting phase, after an enemy unit has shot a homunculus covenant unit that was selected as the target of 1 or more of the attacking unit's attacks, to be moved d6 inches. Oh, but it must move as close as possible to the closest enemy unit. It's a fucking Blood Surge. Oh, boy. They had us in the first half, not gonna lie, chat. Detachment ability, good. Stratagems, not good. Oh, boy. Regenerating guys is good. AOC is okay. Ugh. I don't know if that's enough to hang your hat on. Oh, no. Homunculus Covens, why? Why are you like this? Sky Splinter Assault, interestingly, is included in the detachment. Which I don't know if it has any changes. It doesn't appear to. I'm sure somebody will tell me if it is actually different. But it's cool that it's in the Codex though. It's not just a download. Are there any more detachments? Yes, Kabalite Cartel. Great name. Love it. Oh my god. This is a long detachment ability. Okay. Start of the first battle round. Select a contract below. Then select 1 unit from your opponent's army that matches the contract description. Until that contract is completed, that unit is your contract. Cabal and Blade for Hire units have the stated ability from the contract. At the start of your command phase, if your contract unit is destroyed, the contract is completed, you gain 3 pain tokens. So it seems like the ability is independent of you having completed the contract. Oh, because you gain it against the contract unit. Okay. Ugh. All right. But it doesn't like... okay. So, Trophy Hunter, you select a character unit, and you gain precision against it. Okay. 1 infantry or mounted unit. Non-character. At the start of your command phase, it's completed if all non-character models in the unit are destroyed. Hold up, but this doesn't say when it's completed. Wait, what? What the fuck? Until the contract is completed. Contract 1 character. You have to kill it? You probably have to kill it, but it doesn't say that. What the fuck? This is borked. So this states when the contract is completed. None of the other ones do. The implication is you destroy the contract unit, but it doesn't say that. Okay. Incredible. What a time to be alive. Oh, hey, Jacob Blitzshine. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Congratulations to iDuff, Phil Gagnon, Brian R, Eddie G, and Dresseth. Appreciate you, bud. Congratulations all you guys for getting some nice things. It says it in the last sentence. Oh, you're right. At the start of your command phase, contract units destroyed. Okay. It's just weird that only one of them like has a specifies it. Yeah, you're right. All right. Show of strength. 1 vehicle monster unit. Each time a Cabal or Blades for Hire model in this unit makes an attack that targets a monster or vehicle unit gain lethal hits. So that's the one you will always pick. Or I guess you could pick sustained hits against infantry. So, okay, so that's kind of cool. So this is almost certain. This is basically like, it's just invasion fleet with extra steps. So you can choose lethal hits against monsters and vehicles or sustained hits against infantry. You will never choose the precision ability. It doesn't apply army wide. It only applies to Cabal or Blades. But you gain that ability for the entire game, and you choose one enemy unit of that type to gain a bonus when you kill. All right, this went from looking really bad to actually looking like pretty nice. But that's pretty cool. You lose the ability once the contract is complete. I don't believe that's the case. It never says that, right? Oh no, it does say that. Until your contract is completed, units in your Cabal or Blades for Hire units have the ability to stay in the contract. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. It does say that. Oh. Just kidding. I don't like this. This is fucking horrible. You only get it against that one unit? No, you get it against every unit, right? So the effects apply to every, or except for this one. God, what a fucking trash ass ability. It's worded so poorly. Holy shit. So the Trophy Hunters one only applies to the contracted units. Every other one applies to every unit, but all of them disappear once you kill the unit that you want to. It says makes an attack that targets the contract unit. No, it doesn't. So Fear and Terror. It's not like hidden on my screen or anything, right? So Fear and Terror says each time a Cabal or Blades for Hire model in this unit makes an attack that targets a infantry or mounted unit. It doesn't say the infantry or mounted unit. It doesn't say the contract unit. It says an infantry or mounted unit. And the same goes for this one, a monster or vehicle unit. This is the only one that requires the contract unit to be targeted. This really sucks. It not only does it feel of middling power, but also it's like worded in a weird way that's like super not intuitive. Ugh. What the fuck? This sucks. This detachment's trash. Maybe the stratagems are amazing. Leech Bites Plate. Bear has a save characteristic of 3. Oh, good. We can have that instead of our 2+ invulnerable save. Start of each player's command phase, you spend a pain token. If you do, regain all of the bear's lost wounds. All right. That's probably a 10-point filler, I imagine. Webway All. What a cool name. Models in the bear's unit have deep strike, and you can ramp and English for 0. That's probably great. Those are usually very good. Informant Network. Start of the clear battle formation step, select up to 3 Kabalite Warriors and or Hand of the Archon units from your army. They gain Infiltrate. Ooh, also great. All right. Well, we're kind of killing it on enhancements so far. Towering Arrogance. While the bear is leading a unit, improve the leadership and objective control characteristics by 1. Also, probably pretty good, because you are most likely leading Kabalite Warriors who get a bunch of extra, who have OBSEC, right? So, like, it's pretty okay. Stratagems. All right, we need the stratagems to be good, chat, because the detachment ability seems incredibly mid. Double Cross. Just after a unit has selected its targets, a Cabal or Blades for Hire unit that was selected as a target, excluding vehicles. Oh, and actually, oh Jesus! All right. When you're selected as a target, you select one Cabal or Blaze for Hire unit that was selected as the target of an attack and a friendly non-vehicle Drukhari unit. Okay, so 2 things. So at the end of the phase, each time an attack, you would allocate an attack to a model in your Cabal or Blaze for Hire unit if your Drukhari unit is within engagement range of the attacking model. No saving throw is made. Instead, the Drukhari unit suffers a number of mortal wounds. Oh, okay. What the fuck? All right. So you can, if you've double engaged something, you can pass wounds off your Cabal onto the other thing. But like realistically, the Cabal is probably the least valuable wounds you have. The only thing that this could do is like you can keep your Incubi alive against an interrupt is the big thing. So sometimes you can get somebody with that. Taken alive. 1 Drukhari unit from your army that has not been selected to fight this phase. You add 1 to the hit roll if your contract unit is destroyed as a result of those attacks. Every enemy unit in your army must take a battle shock check. All right. +1 to hit in melee is fine. Tailored toxins. Till the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack that targets your contract unit, an unmodified hit roll scores a critical hit. Maybe that's good. I don't know what the weapon profiles look like. Enemies without number. 1 Archon Warlord from your army. Select 1 new contract from those listed opposite. Select 1 unit from your opponent's army that's on the battlefield matches the contract description. Until the contract is completed, that unit is your contract to the murderous agenda detachment roll plus is normal. But it says new contract. So after you complete a contract, you can choose a different one? You can't choose the same one? Where did my thing just go? Did I close the stupid ability? Chat. I messed up. Give me my Cabal back. My Cartel, excuse me. Yeah. So okay. So we can dupe a Cabal, but we can't dupe the same Cabal. So we can't spend a CP when we kill our cartel or our contract target to regenerate the same Cabal again or the same contract again. It's so weird. You're actively disincentivized from completing your mini game. Like I get pain tokens, I guess, but I lose an army-wide sustained hits or lethal, and I cannot gain it back. Okay. Making a point, Cabal or Hand of the Archon, +1 ballistic skill and armor penetration characteristic. That's good.
Ryan G donated $5 through Super Chat. Why not just select Canis or an infantry unit on the back point and have sus/lethal all game?
Because the I mean, like that's what you will do, right? It's just weird that it's like it get like I don't know. The fantasy is that you like have a target that you have to go hunt down, but in reality, you're actively disincentivized from doing that. So like this last part of the contract is like realistically not that strong. And your opponent's almost incentivized to just feed you that unit. If you select like Canis Rex or something, then like fair enough. That they like they don't want to just feed away. But if you're like, oh no, my 5 intercessors have been selected as the contract target, I guess I'll go shoot with them now. And you're like, you can get shot with these guys all game, or you can lose army-wide sustained hits. That's your choice. You're like, okay, I guess I'll kill them for 3 pain tokens. It's like so weird. You can choose the same contract. Oh, you're right, chat. Okay, well that's much better then. Fair enough. You can't double up. Yeah, so you can't have 2 going at once. But I guess you can. So okay, so you can pay a CP to.
Jacob Friendly Fire donated 60 Israeli new shekels through Super Chat. So general thought on the Drukhari rules out of 10?
Thank you for the shekels. I don't know. We're like a couple detachments in and not any farther. So I don't know yet. I would say too complicated. It's the answer. All right. So you can choose the same one. So that is much better. I would say that's okay. It is like a command point tax, I guess, but that is significantly better than it looks like. I don't know why it says new contract then. That's super bizarre. That's very confusing wording. I don't know if I like that. If the power from pain abilities are good, the ability to generate 3 of these abilities can be really good. Yeah, potentially. Although the other detachment just gives you 6 from like the start of the game, and that's like fine. So I don't know. I get the feeling that they're not crazy, but we'll see. Definitely we have to see what they are. And in fairness, that one requires that you pay a bunch of them to empower your stratagems, and this one doesn't. So they might be like more valuable in that detachment. So we'll see. Making a point is supposed to ballistic skill and AP, which is good. Deadly Deceivers. In your opponent's shooting phase, you get Cabal or Blades or higher unit gets 18-inch low knob. Oh. Well, that's very good. Interesting. All right. So okay. I think we did hit it on the stratagems. So the ability to redraw a cartel or to redraw a contract is big, right? And that's honestly probably just going to be attacks, right? You're just going to like have to spend 2 to 3 CP on this over the course of the game just to continuously regenerate that. These 3 stratagems feel like they're probably really strong. 18-inch low knob is amazing, and I assume that this affects Ravagers because those are traditionally Cabal, but maybe not. We'll see. But it will affect. I also imagine it affects Scourges, right? So you have like you could potentially have Scourges on the table that can't be indirect fired. This is really good. I'm gonna look at the current Ravager datasheet. Yeah, the current Ravager datasheet is Cabal keyworded. But if you have like laser, like Darklance platforms that can't be shot at, it's actually sick. And then I don't know if critical hits are going to be super relevant, but I imagine that they are. Maybe like Incubi will have a bunch of sustained hit stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they do. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's go to the which one? Spectacle of Spite. Let's go. Start of your command phase. Select which combat drugs will be active for your army until the start of your next command phase. To do so, either select one from the list below. You cannot select the same combat drug more than once per battle, or randomly select 2 by rolling 2d6. When doing so randomly, combat drugs you have previously selected can become active again, but if you randomly select one that is already active for your army, it has no additional effect. So this is almost literally just Creations of Bile. I think it's identical. Is it exactly the same? Let's look. Survey says Creations of Bile says to select which augmentations are active for Heretic Astartes infantry. Either select one from list below or randomly determine 2. Duplicate augmentations have no additional effect. +1 attack. +1 attack. Very good. +2 move. +2 move. Yes. +1 weapon skill. +1 weapon skill. +1 toughness. +1 toughness. +1 strength. +1 strength. +1 ballistic skill. It's identical. We've just copy and pasted the detachment ability from Creations of Bile, except it is awkwardly strictly worse because it doesn't have the Fabius Bile cutout where you can reroll. So if you ever roll doubles, you're fucked. Probably, I imagine, because I don't think that there's a way to manipulate this. So that's awkward. Enjoy. Oh no, but you do it in your command phase. Oh, excuse me. It says start a battle. Oh, okay. That is actually much different. That's a much better, actually, in fact. So you don't get the same. It affects less models than Creations of Bile. You don't get the same number of the same like redundancy because you don't get the rerolls. However, you can choose them on the fly. So you can choose one on the fly. So if you say, I really need +2 movement this turn, or if you're just going in, you just roll 2d6 and you can get any of them. That's cool. I like that. That's fun. Dare to do combat drugs. All right. Stratagems, Pharmacopex. At the start of your command phase, after selecting which combat drugs will be active for your army, roll a d6 and consult the combat drugs below. The result applies to the bearer's unit until the start of your next command phase, in addition to any other combat drugs that are active for your army. If you randomly select one drug already active, it has no additional effect. Great. Phenomenal. Okay. We get a random, powerful statistical improvement every turn. Love it. Chrono Shard. Fights first. Love it. Periaptive Torments. Enemy units cannot fire Overwatch. Also good. Morgana's Curse. +1 AP and damage to your melee weapons. Also good. All right. Every single enhancement is strong. We're starting strong with our witch friends here. I think we're going to need some good witch datasheets, though, because the downside is that witch datasheets have traditionally been trash. Do we have stratagems for Spectacle Spite? We do. Berserk Fugue for 2 CP is a fight on death. Solid. Deadly Debut is lethal hits. If your unit is witches until the end of the phase, improve armor penetration characteristic by 1. Sick. All right. That's pretty good. It's not quite Lance and Lethal, but it's similar. It's actually statistically probably very similar. Feigned Weakness. Fall back and charge. Love it. Acrobatic Display. 5+ invulnerable save against shooting. Okay. Challenge Net 2 CP. And if your opponent's movement phase, one witch unit from your army that would be eligible to declare a charge. So it's one enemy unit within 9 that was set up on the battlefield or ended normal move or advanced this phase. You now declare a charge target against that. So it's a reactive charge in the movement phase, but it requires that your opponent trigger it. They can just simply remain stationary and not get charged. And there's a fight first enhancement in the detachment too. That's extremely good. That's going to end some games from people forgetting about it. Preternatural agility. Each time you make a normal advance or charge move, you can move all modifiers to move characteristic and to advance and charge rolls. You can move horizontally through models. Whatever. That's fine. No advance and charge. At least unless there's one baked into the units. So this will determine, because this is 100% witch focused, this will be determined almost entirely by data sheets. Let's talk about some data sheets. I think that's all the detachments. So let's rock some units. Time now. Yeah, Reaper's Wager still exists, and Reaper's Wager is going to be good for sure. We have the Archon. Mr. Archon. Okay, so they have this nice little frame for the pain abilities, which I actually think that's kind of neat. So I think that's kind of cool. So he's 4+ armor, 4 wounds, move 7, sort of normal. I think unchanged top line profile. He's a shadow field ability. He can't reroll invulnerable saves, and if he ever fails an invulnerable save, he loses it for the rest of the game. That's standard stuff. I believe the blast pistol is unchanged. It's a D3 damage gun. He can have a devastating wound husk blade, which is 3 damage, cool, or an agonizer, which is 6 attacks, but anti-infantry 3, or just a strength 5 AP2 2 damage power weapon. You're almost always taking the husk blade here, I think, for the extra. Oh, it is only strength 3. That's interesting. Maybe take the power weapon, actually. That's wild. It's devastating wounds, but it's only strength 3, so it wounds everything on 6s. Interesting. It's basically just strength nothing, AP infinite. Once for battle, at the start of any phase, you can select a Drukhari unit that is battle shocked. It becomes no longer battle shocked. I think I'm gonna have to. One sec, chat. I think I have to push my Twitch stream. Once for battle rounds, you can target a model from your army with Devious Mastermind to reduce the cost of stratagem by 1. So he just has rights of battle. His Eternal Hatred ability is spend a pain token to reroll hit rolls. Okay. He can replace his blast pistol with a soul trap, which is +1 to strength, attack, and strength in melee, which is you'll probably do. First time he makes a melee attack, destroys an enemy model. After all of the attacks have been resolved, gain an additional +1 strength and attack. Okay, holy shit. All right. So he can go to... He starts with his Husk Blade, if he runs it, at strength 4, 5 attacks. And he can go to strength 5, 6 attacks. Or you can go up to strength 7 on your power weapon. Excuse me, strength 6 on your power weapon, 7 attacks. Well, I think you always take the Soul Trap. I don't think we're ever taking a Blast Pistol. If we could get a stacking strength bonus. I like that it doesn't stack infinitely, though. Although that is a funny minigame. Getting additional bonus strength is pretty cool. Sick. All right. Seems good. Let's grab the next one. Ooh, Incubi. So Drazhar is back. It looks like the same top line profile. 5 wounds, 2+, 4+, 7-inch move. He can attach to Incubi. He has 6 3-damage devastating attacks, or 8 2-damage devastating attacks. It's strength 5. Pretty good. His leadership ability is 6-inch pile and consolidate. Okay. Each time he makes an attack that targets a unit below starting strength, reroll hit rolls. If it's below half strength, reroll wound rolls as well. I think he used to have twin linked. Drazhar, do you suck now? He definitely just had twin links previously, and now he doesn't. Okay, well, that's sad. In the fight phase, you can spend a paid token to empower his units. You can, while the unit is empowered, each time a model in that unit makes it a melee attack, add 1 to the wound roll. Oh, okay, well, that's pretty good. That used to be just his leadership ability now, and now he has to spend pain tokens on it. So he is like basically just worse. I do like that this allowed the characters basically apply their empowerment effect, it seems like, as a separate leadership ability. So you basically get a second bonus for having a character in your unit because you get to stack 2 empowerment abilities, which is pretty neat. These guys gain devastating wounds against infantry, and that's it. Okay, well, that's something, I guess. They are either they're strength 5 AP 2 damage, or they can swing an overhand attack with the Clavex for 4 attacks, strength 5 AP 2 damage. So he just has a bonus attack, or he can sweep if he wants to. They get a shrine token now because they're is there a aspect warrior unit. At the start of the fight phase, each enemy unit within engagement range of 1 or more units with the ability must take a battle shock test. And when you target battle shocked enemies, you get +1 to hit. Okay, well, these seem fine. I don't know, Chance. I don't know if I'm super into the Incubi. So it's like it's okay, I guess. No rerolls from the Archon. No, you can +1 to Drazhar if you empower, but you then don't get hit rerolls and you don't get bonus AP. So I think they just do dramatically less damage than they did previously. Their base strength is higher, right? But that's like it. That's the only thing. Because they used to be strength 4, they went to strength 5. Are they good enough then? I guess you could get like sustained hits against stuff. Or lethals if you're in the Blades for Hire detachment. Can you still attach the Archon into them? Yes. Good. Okay. Well, that's certainly something. 5/2/2 with +1 to wound sounds not bad. Yeah, but it's only 3 attacks though. Like you're worse than a Blade Guard veteran. Like dramatically so. And that's not even a unit that's like wildly powerful in melee. It's okay, I guess. I don't know. All right. Well, I am I'm thoroughly whelmed by the incubi. They don't seem like terrible, but they definitely don't seem quite as beat sticky as they did previously. All right, let's move over to Lelith. For some reason, we lost the Succubus Datasheet apparently, so I was excited to see if they gave her a glow up, but I guess not. we get the top line of the Succubus. She's move 8. Isn't that cool? And she can lead a unit. Yes, let's go. Lelith Hesperax has fights first. She gives fights first to the units. Once per battle, she can gain 3 plus battle save, 12 melee attack. Is she just the same? She's just the same unit. Oh, okay. You can empower the unit to gain +1 strength and AP, which used to be her leadership ability and now is not. Oh, okay. All right. So everyone's just old datasheets abilities just became their empowered abilities. So they lost the old effective power from pain. They just make all the datasheets worse. wait, what? They're like, hey, did you like rerolling your hits? Fuck you. You get nothing. You spend pain tokens to be worse than you were previously. Oh, thanks, G-Dub. Please give me more. All right. Well, that's good, I guess. I guess, like, you can empower her by herself. She doesn't need the witches anymore. So you can even just play her on her lonesome. And she just runs around. Who needs witches? Witches suck. Fuck them. I'll just take Lelith. Outside of Realspace raid, where the witches can give me 5 or 2 more paint tokens, I guess. All right. Well, can we find the witch data sheet? Yay, we found it. What do witches do? Maybe their data sheet ability is amazing. When you empower the unit, you could advance and charge. Hey, we found advance and charge. Well, that's pretty good. So witches give Lelith advance and charge, and then she gives them +1 AP and stuff if you pay 2 pain tokens. All right. Well, sounds like we may be burned on pain tokens here, chat. They went to let's see. So their base strength 3 AP 1. They can have up to 3 in any up to 3 or 5 attacks to strength 4 AP 2. So with Lilith, they go to strength 5 AP 3. And then they have a power weapon on the Hecatrix, I guess, which is just the same profile, but it's an extra AP and attack over the regular ladies. Oh, and infantry. That's cool. Well, they definitely it's a big glow up on the offensive profile for sure, because they're just a baseline extra attack, right? What were they previously? 3 attacks. Yeah, so they just gained an attack basically out of nowhere. And the special weapon, because I don't think the special weapon was represented previously. It's like the double like cestus lady or the like whip lady. And those are now additional attacks. So their output against infantry is actually dramatically higher. If you don't count the AP and rerolls that they're losing from the previous version. But advance and charge all the time, actually pretty sick. So, I don't know. I kind of like witches, actually. And an OC2 on a really fast advance and charge unit. They're good disruption piece, I think, at the very least. You think it'd take 5 of them just to, like, kill 10 dudes and then put 5 OC onto an objective, or 10 OC onto an objective, which actually feels pretty okay. Yeah, all right. Okay, witches. All right. Oh, that one broke. What's next? Can we find ourselves some... Oh, I found the Succubus. We found her. We've done it. Chat. She's got 7 strength 3 AP 2 melee attacks. So she got a bonus attack, I guess, because she used to be 6, right? She was like kind of weirdly bad. And honestly, with Lance in Sky Splinter, it's actually gonna be kind of sweet. You get like the hit rerolls of 1 in Reaper's Wager. The higher attack profile is actually kind of nice. So she gives sustained hits 1. Her empowerment is reroll advance and charge rolls. How long are you empowered? Is it until the end of the phase? Oh yeah, it's in. So you can you can prepay a pain token to reroll your advance roll. So it's basically the old like movement power from pain ability. Less good unless you're just swimming in pain tokens, I guess. All right. And then we can give her the enhancements for plus attacks and AP. So we can put her to 9 attacks, AP 4 in Realspace raid. And in the Succubus detachment, we can put her to 7 attacks at AP 3/2 damage. You just got to get through the low strength characters. Oh, she's anti-infantry. Yeah, so she'll just fucking kill a million Space Marines. Yeah, well, they're very good at killing Space Marines, I guess. All right. Well, assuming she's not super expensive, the Succubus actually is growing on me quite a bit. Especially because, like, I think in Reaper's Wager, she's going to be pretty good. Although losing rerolls out of full rerolls out of paint tokens actually turns off a lot of the cool combos you could do in Reaper's Wager. I'm not like crazy, right? They just that effect of the ability is just gone. Right. Yeah, all of your empowered abilities are empowered. They take effect. Multiple of them take effect. Yeah, there's just no rerolls anymore. This feels like I mean, the extra detachments are good so far, but it definitely feels like kind of a side grade. Like your attacks went up a little bit, but then you lost so many support effects for those attacks that it's like a lot. It definitely doesn't feel like pure upside. And I think if I was a Drukhari player, I'd be a little sad because I would be hoping for some upside. Let's see. Let's talk about Wracks, I guess. Haemonculus. So the Haemonculus gives enemies within 6 inches -1 leadership, and they are Death Leaper. They're just Death Leaper. Fear Incarnate is just Death Leaper's ability. He's got a Stinger pistol. It's anti-infantry 2. He's got 5 anti-infantry and 2 melee attacks. And if you have a guy with a pain adept on the battlefield, on a 4+ you get a pain token to start. Okay. He doesn't have a leadership ability. You're right. Okay. So I guess you can spend pain tokens to regenerate Wracks. Are Wracks worth regenerating is the question. He used to give them a 4+ field note pain. I guess we're not doing that anymore. Rack unit. So they are base toughness 4. You can take the enhancement if you play the Haemonculus Covenant and make them toughness 5, which is pretty good. In the fight phase, you select the unit to fight. You can spend a paid token to a power. You either give non-characters and attack characters give 3, so they get bonus attack on the normal guys, or you go to attack characteristic of 4 and hazardous. That's cute. I like that. You can force people to take battle shock checks, which theoretically will be at -1 because of the Haemonculus. I guess that's the synergy they're going for. They just have there's no feel no pain, nothing else defensive. I hope these guys are kind of cheap. Like they're unironically okay in melee, right? They're like AP 1 and 2, anti-infantry 4, and like it's swing a bunch of times. It's okay. But compared to 4+ feel no pain previously, it was actually sick. And he just doesn't do that anymore. Okay, well, the -1 to be wounded for them is maybe like something of relevance. Because if you play them in the Haemonculus Covenant detachment, then you have like a bunch of ways to get the Haemonculus back. Do we have an Urian Rakarth datasheet? I don't see one. Did Urian get squatted? I think he did. Oh no, chat. Urian's gone. I looked at the points sheet. I don't see him. He would be over here, right? B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M.
Dudes donated $2 through Super Chat.
Yeah, he's gone.
Challenge your cards removed. Happy day.
Wait, what the fuck? Excuse me? What does that mean? What does that mean, challenger cards removed? R.I.P. to Urian. Ew. I don't know if racks are what we're looking for here, Chant. It's weird because it seems like they made two competing data sheets. It's like you could have the fast. Oh, they have 2 wounds, I guess. That's where that's where I went. Okay. Okay. So we can make like they're good like objective holders or whatever, and you can take up to 5. So they're like probably pretty good utility, assuming they're no more than like 12-ish points a model, or 11 maybe. Then like they're these little units of guys running around that are kind of actually tanky. Yeah, all right. I'll buy it on a 2 wound model. I didn't notice that their wounds went up. That's actually sick. All right. Let's do next up is that's from the other stream. Let's talk about I'm going down the list here. I guess we can round out Haemonculus Coven stuff before we move out. Here's a Talos. The Talos is a 5+ feel no pain. His empowerment to start of the fight phase. They fight on death on a 2+. Oh, okay. And they're still sometimes weapon skill 4. At least it looks like most of their swings got +1 weapon skill. Their macro scalpels got +1, but the big punchy attack did not.
Ryan G donated $2 through Super Chat. Full official data slate is up in Warcom.
Fuck. Really? I have to cancel. I think I have to cancel my other stream. Fuck. That sucks, actually. I did not want that to happen. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. I'm not gonna worry about that. It's very annoying timing. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, anyway, chat. Thank you to Super Chat. Appreciate that. We'll take a look at that at the end. I guess I'll just like fucking unlist my other live stream that had all of the leaks in it and just do a regular live stream. This sucks, dude. Yuck. All right. Sorry. Let's move on. So Talos. So it's either 5 strength 7 AP 2 damage melee attacks to hit on 3s, or I don't think you're ever going to take the flail attack. Or it is 5 for 3 damage to hit on 4s, but no rerolls. The no rerolls is like throwing me because it feels like the whole faction was built around it, and not having it, I think, is like hugely transformative. And I honestly feel like it locks you into Reaper's Wager, which feels really bad. You also lose that bonus AP in melee, so like everything just got weaker at fighting. Can take Haywire Blasters, Anti-Vehicle 4, Devastating Twin Linked, and then a Twin Link Fire Gun. Yeah, so everything else is basically the same. You could take 2 Macro Scalpels instead of the Twin Liquefier to get Twin Linked in your melee attack, but it doesn't reroll hit rolls, just wound rolls. And it only works on Macro Scalpels. Honestly, that might be okay. Then you don't feel the loss of strength versus the Gauntlet as much. Although losing the anti-infantry gun's like pretty annoying. Although awkwardly, the Liquefier gun is a non-ignore cover torrent, so a lot of times it just bounces off armor saves because your opponent's in cover. It's actually like not that high value in many cases, unless you're like right up on them and you can see around the cover. Is what I have noticed. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about the Cronos, probably. We can grab it. I don't seem to have a Cronos datasheet, so I think that one might be missing. Curses. We are foiled. We are foiled by the pesky Cronos. So we'll go ahead and talk about. Let's talk about Kabalites. I want to talk about Kabalite. Oh no. Let's round out Witch stuff and talk about Hellions and Reavers and stuff. Here's Hellions. Their empowerment ability is in the fight phase. They can gain +1 attack and strength. Well, that's pretty good. Oh, geez. This unit seems great. Move 14, 2 wounds each. They have an assault weapon. They have a reactive move. And they start at 4, 3 damage, 3 attacks, strength 4, AP 1, 2 damage, lance, sustain 1. And they can gain +1 strength and attack. So they go to strength 5, 4 attacks, lance, sustain 1. The only downside is low AP. If you can find a way around that, these guys go insane. Whoa. And they can get smoke? What the fuck? Wait, that's sick. They can take a power weapon, which is whatever. Stun Claw is 4 attacks, lance, devastating wounds, precision. I mean, I think you might just take more Hellglaives for the 2 damage melee attack, but yeah, these guys seem amazing, actually. All right, we found the good data sheet. These guys seem super good. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, even if you don't even just play like the little units, or the big unit, you just take the little units of 5 and they run around and kill people. Like a unit of 5 dudes running in, they're just jump pack assault intercessors, but instead of doing mortal wounds, they have +1 to wound you. Basically. And they do double damage. Ugh. They move faster. Ugh. If you compare them to anyone else's jump infantry, they're just like strictly better. Yeah, the only downside is low AP, but like that's fine. They attack fucking 20 times. Like it's okay. These guys seem great. Really good. Solid up on Hellions. Hot damn. Reavers jet bikes. You can empower the unit to gain 8 extra inches of movement when you advance. Okay. All of their weapons are assault, it looks like, so they can still advance and do stuff. So they move 24 inches on an advance with 6 OC worth of bikers. Jesus Christ. They have strength 4, AP 1 melee attack, which is totally fine. They're basically just a jump back intercessor in melee. And eviscerating flyby is just a bombing run for 4 ups for mortal wounds. Although it doesn't work on monsters and vehicles, which I think is new. Is that new? Did that used to work on monsters and vehicles? Reaver jet bikes. It was. Oh no, it never worked on monsters and vehicles. Okay. I feel like I have had it done on me on monsters, but maybe not. You can take either a Grav Talon, which is lethal hit and +2 AP and melee, or you can reroll 1d6 on your cluster caltrops. Yeah, I don't know. I think you just take the Grav Talon, probably. For an AP 3 melee attack. That's not too bad. And then you can still take a Heat Lance for d6 +3 damage. Reavers also seem great, chat. No notes. I don't know. It's a crazy utility unit. Do I need engage in all fronts? If yes, pay 1 pain token. You have it. Yay! We've moved literally the entire board. Sick. Looks good. The bike units look like they got crazy ups. The jet units. Jeez. All right, let's talk about Kabalites now. So there is a new Kabalite datasheet, it appears. So here's the Kabalite Warriors. Their ability is reroll wound rolls of 1, targeting enemies on objectives with full wound rerolls. They have OBSEC. That's a good empowerment ability. And the Archon, what did we say the Archon was? It was like reroll something. Reroll hit rolls. Okay. So we can still gain full hit and wound rerolls on the Kabalite squad if we target enemies on objectives. And if we pay a pain token. So I guess like the Archon plus the Kabalite Warrior squad is still probably fine. They can have a banner, so they go to OC3. Okay. All right. You just like have a Venom drop 15 OC on your objective, plus the Venom itself 17. Let's go. Jesus Christ. Plus they get smoke off the Phantom's grenade launcher. Right. That's pretty good. They're still attacking with like splinter rifles though, so it's not the most exciting weapon profile in the world. So there's a new thing called the Hand of the Archon, which I guess it seems like is I guess it's a kill team thing. It's like an elite Kabalite squad. It's like a Trueborn squad, maybe. So it is 10 Kabalite agents. They have the same deal that the Kabalite Warriors have, so they can take the icon for +1 OC, the grenade launcher for smoke, although it doesn't give them grenades. I guess they already have grenades. And then they can damage blank with a stim needler. So they're actually they're like a little tanky. Not super tanky, but a little tanky. If they give themselves stealth and then damage blank the first one through, actually pretty sticky to kill them. Especially if they're in cover, so they're like a 3+ save. They have a 7-inch scout, which is phenomenal. In your shooting phase, or the fight phase, you can select when you select the unit to shoot or fight. You can spend a pain token to empower the unit. Well, empowered weapons equipped by models in the unit gain lethal hits and precision, excluding blast pistols, blasters, and dark lances. So excluding all the weapons that you would care about, they gain lethal hits. I mean, I guess lethal hits is fine. They do attack. Looks like pretty well in melee. They have one set of pain sculptors, which is a twin-linked anti-infantry attack. They can take a power weapon on the unit champion. I guess that's about it. So they're like largely just scouting Kabalite warriors that don't have obsec. If you can split them into venoms, they're actually really good. I'd almost always take one unit of these guys if you can split them in venoms, but we'll have to see. I'm not that interested in them as a damage output unit. Or they can get a 5+ invulnerable save while on a particular objective marker on the battlefield. That's cool. All right. Yeah, those guys actually seem kind of phenomenal. They go to an objective control characteristic of 3, and if they have the icon, they go to 4. They can throw 20 OC onto an objective, just like randomly. I kind of like the objective control play for like light infantry stuff. It gives them a really interesting like use case where these units that don't really like are not really ever going to deal damage like actually look pretty cool. The other thing is Lady Malys. Speaking of Kabalite Warriors, so she can join Hand of the Archon. Although, in fairness, like, we have to keep in mind that any of these characters that join Hand of the Archon strip their scouting away, which is a little bit annoying. She has 5 wounds with a 5+ feel no pain and a 4+ invulnerable save. She's not the easiest model to kill in the world. She has strength 5, AP 3, 3 damage, devastating in melee. She's also hazardous. What the fuck? Okay. And then she has 3 or 6 strength 3 extra attacks. After both players have deployed, you can select up to 3 Drukhari units from your army and redeploy them, putting them into strategic reserve if you want to. Each time your opponent targets a unit from their army with a stratagem, increase the cost of the stratagem by 1. So she has she's a Lord of Deceit. In your shooting phase of the fight phase, when you select the models unit to shoot or fight, you can spend a pain token to empower. If you do select one of the following abilities, sustained 1 or lethal, until the end of the phase, while it's empowered, the weapons equipped by the models in that unit have that selected ability. So we can give Incubi sustain 1. And 5 up criticals if we're in the Cabal detachment. And if we have the other thing. We can give them 5-up critical lethal sustain. The awkward part is that if they're just in a regular Archon squad, they get wound rerolls. Or hit rerolls, excuse me. So that's like better at triggering their critical effects anyway. And she doesn't really benefit that much from the Incubi unit to begin with. I don't know if I'm that excited about putting her in the, what do you call it? In like Kabalite units, but I think in like Incubi and stuff is pretty sweet. Hand of the Archon grants cards to characters. Oh, does it? Oh, yep. You're right. It does. On the ability at the back here. That's pretty cool. That's sweet. Basically, the upgraded Archons of Might. Yeah, the Kabalite Trueborn. Yeah, that's definitely what it feels like. All right. We'll grab some... we'll grab, let's see. Oh, I did find the Cronos. So here's our support units. So here, Mandrakes. They they can up down 4 a pain token, but they have 18-inch lone operative. So that's really good. That's actually sick. Because you could just deploy them kind of wherever. Okay, solid. The downside is spending pain tokens all the time. So it looks like pain tokens are you are gonna spend them pretty consistently. Cronos. Each time you spend a pain token to empower a friendly unit within 9 inches, roll a d6, adding 1 to the result if one or more models in this unit are not equipped with these or are not equipped with Spirit Vortex. Oh, okay. That's cool. So there's a reason not to take the gun. On a 5+ you gain a pain token. So if you don't take the flamer, the heavy flamer, you just get +1. You just get the old empowerment rule back. In your shooting phase of the fight phase, when you select the unit to shoot or fight, you can spend 1 pain token to empower the unit. While empowered, each time the unit shoots or fights, after it has resolved its attacks, if one or more... Oh, it's the old ability to regenerate wounds if you deal damage to people. Ugh, brother, Jesus. I do not like that the entire Codex has basically just locked its abilities behind microtransactions, essentially. Ooh, that's really weird. Yeah, I think like some of the abilities are really good. Like the new Reavers, new Hellions, like Wyches, I feel okay. But a lot of this feels like, I don't know. A lot of this feels like it's a side grade. Scourges. You can spend a pain token to give Scourges reroll hits. Thank God. If they got rid of that, this unit would be fucking trash. After the unit's shot, it can make a normal move up to 6. It cannot declare a charge. All right, Scourges seem totally unchanged, which is good. That's what we wanted. I guess you can't take the extra 5 dudes. They're just units of 5 now. But that was very rare. It did happen occasionally, but it was very rare that you did that. So yeah, I think these are literally exactly the same as they were. Doesn't seem like they've changed at all. Good. Good. We need Scourges to be unchanged. Scourges get nerfed. The faction falls apart pretty quickly. We would have to replace them with Ravagers, which is the next one, which are still Cabal keyworded, which is 6. They get all the bonuses. When they target an enemy at its starting strength, they reroll hits. Just a fucking strictly worse version of the Space Marine ability on the Ballistic Dreadnought. Why not? Why not just have a worse ability than Space Marines? Just like having Armor of Contempt with downside. You can spend a pain token to suppress enemies that you shoot at to give them -1 to be hit. It's okay, I guess, but you probably won't do that. The Venom gets a pain token to disembark after advancing. Okay. And then you can re-embark at the end of the fight phase. Cool. And otherwise, they are the same. Sweet. It looks like you cannot split the Hand of the Archon because they're not Kabalite Warrior keyworded with Venom, so you can only include basically you can only combat squad warriors or witches with them, which is a little bit sad. Otherwise, I think the Hand of the Archon would be in every single army. As it stands, I'm actually not that interested in the Hand of the Archon if you can't split them in Venoms. Because, like, I guess, like, a 7-inch scouting, like, 10 model units, it's like, it's all right, I guess, but it's a lot. It's a lot of, they're probably kind of expensive, so it's like a lot of, investment to put, like, on the line and then push forward to do objective control stuff. So that's a little bit funky for me. We need raiders. What's up, kitty? You want to come up? She's like, she's gonna bother me, but then doesn't want to come hang out. I don't get it. She just wants to snuggle. She wants snuggles. But I was taking last night. She fucking curled right up. She wants that. She wants that energy back. You can't sticky objectives from inside transports. I guess that is true. Although to be fair, that was kind of dumb. So I don't know. I think it's probably fine. The Raider. Start of your command phase. Select one of the abilities in the Vanguard of the Dark City section. Until the start of your next command phase, this model has that ability. They're Primarchs. Raiders are Primarchs now. Start of your command phase, the model is in range of... Oh, you can sticky through Raiders now. Speed of the kill. Each time a witch unit disembarks, they can be set up wholly within 6. Visions of Butchery. Rank unit gains +1 attack. Oh, no. Well, it's embarked. It gives +1 attack. Okay, whatever. Or Aether Sails. You can reroll advance and charge for this model. That's really cool. What a cool ability that is, chat. So your Kabalite Warriors give it Obsac. Your Witches disembark more quickly. Your Wracks make it better in melee. Or baseline, it just rerolls its advance rolls. In your shooting phase, when you select the model to shoot, you can spend a pain token to empower. While empowered, if one or more units are embarked within this model, each time this model makes an attack with a ranged weapon that has the anti-ability, you can reroll the hit roll. So it gives your splinter ranks hit rerolls. Your splinter carbines hit rerolls, which is it's okay, I guess. I like the new Raider. That's pretty cool. That's a new ability. Yeah, AP0 splinter weapons. I like whatever. That's pretty sick, chat. Yeah, I like the theme of this ability with where like Raiders get better at doing different things based on who's embarked. The theme on point for this thing. Pretty sick. All right. I think there's just some vehicles we haven't talked about. Jet fighters, Racer Wing Jet Fighter. Gets +1 to hit against enemies that fly. Or enemies that do not fly, excuse me. That's weird. You'd think a jet fighter would be better against things that are in the air, but I guess not. Your shooting phase, when you select the unit to shoot, you can spend a pain token to empower it. While empowered, it suppresses enemies, makes them slower, which is fine, I guess. And it has a bunch of middling weapons. 2 Dark Lances or 2 Disintegrator Cannons. So it's just like a Ravager with less guns. Okay. Void Raven Bomber. Once for battle, it can do a explosion for D6 mortal wounds to everybody. And has the same... Oh, it strips cover from people. Oh, that's good. Wait, they made the Void Raven Bomber better? That's crazy. Okay. Why not? Why wouldn't they do that? I guess you don't get hit rerolls anymore, though, so it's actually not as good. Because you used to just, like, you were attacking fucking, like, 14 times or whatever, and so getting hit rerolls on those was pretty valuable. I have to remember that all of these come with the caveat that you can no longer old empower them. That's the big downside, which definitely makes this thing feel worse. Although stripping cover for people makes it at least a one-off, I think, in some lists that are focused on guns. Especially like Dark Lance shooting, which does get it pretty heavily affected by cover shooting into 3+ or 2+ save targets. '11th is the aircraft edition. Could you imagine? It's all aircraft all the time. Well, that's everything for the Codex, I believe, chat. I think we covered everything. We talked about Incubi, talked about Lelith, talked about Malys, we talked about Haemonculus Covenant stuff, Kabalite Warriors, Scourges, Witches, all the witch stuff. Which ones were the best? Yep, I think we got it all. I think that's the whole Codex, folks. I'm gonna level with you. Mid. Decidedly, distinctly mid. Better stats and better some side grades on detachments, but lost +1 AP in melee, lost hit rerolls in melee, or hit rerolls at all anytime. Which doesn't feel very good. So like I don't know. I would feel decidedly whelmed were I to be a Drukhari player. Yeah, also lost he lost Beastmasters. Beastmasters are gone. Grotesques are gone, which were pretty solid. Lost Urian Rankarth, he was like amazing. Yeah, I think it obviously like the units not being in the Codex, I guess, is like you can include that as part of like the Codex power level, and in that case, I think it is might be worse than the index. I don't know. Essentially because I think a lot of these units, I guess, like a lot of these units are going to be played in Reaper's Wager, and in that context, a lot of times they're going to be slightly better than they were. But in some situations, just because they have reroll once they hit all the time, and so you don't need the empowerment anyway, or you didn't need the empowerment as much, and you're just attacking with better style lines. But in the context that you're also losing a lot of your forward operation, and your like objective play, feels kind of bad. Although you do have like OC3 Kabalite Warriors coming out of Venoms and stuff, so like I don't know. There's some good stuff there. Witches advancing and charging all the time for free. It's kind of sick. I don't know. It does look meh. Yeah, decidedly mid for sure. But it's worse. The outcome is the same. No one's plays them now. Yeah, you're not wrong. But nobody plays them because they're like kind of underserved, right? They have to be. You have to be really good to play them because the faction's like so. It's like each individual unit's like so independently underpowered, and it doesn't like it feels like they could get around that. I don't know. But anyway, the new Archon's cool. Yeah, at least he hits like kind of a truck, which is sweet. I wish he still gave hit and wound rerolls. That'd be cool, but that's what it is. Anyway, folks. So apparently the data slate just dropped. Fucking god damn it. So instead of playing my finals game, which I may need to concede, I guess we will stream the data slate and talk about all the changes there. So that's what we're gonna go do now. Yeah, let's jump back and do the data slate. Yeah. So let me make a data slate. I'm gonna give myself like 20 minutes or so before I go live with that. Because I want to set up a new stream for it. But I'll just make a quick one and I'll redirect everyone over there. Do quick live stream. Go live. I will make it a picture of, I don't know. What should be the thumbnail? Let's make it Gazgul. And then I'll give myself some time and I'll make some thumbnails for these so that they look nice. It'll be a Morkanon. How's that? How about a Morkanon? So give me about 20 minutes or so, and I'll be live with that one. I've got to give my voice a rest here. And we'll be live over there. Thanks for hanging out with me, folks. If this wants to work, that would be great. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers, everybody.